Hi, I'm pastry chef Maria Kemp of Beyond Decadence, and welcome to Mastering the Details, a video series designed to teach you tips and tricks to make you more successful in the kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to cut a parchment circle to go in the bottom of your pan. And you may say, well, Maria, why do I need a parchment circle? Well, a lot of times you need that because if you bake something directly in this pan, then it may stick and you can't get it out. So a parchment circle is just one of the ways that will help you get the final product out of your pan. Now I'm showing you with the little 6-inch cake pan, but this could work with anything. So let me show you how it's done. I have a piece of parchment paper here, and you can buy this in big containers, in boxes, or you can buy it in smaller rolls at even at Walmart. And I just see my table's wet, but it'll still work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pan and I'm gonna put it directly down on the square of paper. And then I have a fine tip Sharpie. You could use a pencil or you could use a pen. And what you're gonna do is draw along the edge. I like the Sharpie because then I can always see it, even though the pencil works too. So I'm just outlining the edge of the pan on the paper. Okay, now my Sharpie is like jumping and skipping, but they do that sometimes. All right, I've got enough of it there, we can see it. So now you can see the outline on the paper. And then from there, you just take your scissors and you cut. So it's kind of like we're going back to grade school when we got to cut things out with our scissors. And you might be wondering about the marker or the pencil. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want that, you know, in my baked product, in my dessert. Well, the key is you have to remember to flip it before you put it in the pan, so that way the marker side or the pencil side is down on the bottom of the pan. So there's your trick or tip for today. So I'm just gonna cut this. And remember, these videos are unedited, so you're seeing real time how long it takes to do everything. So that way you don't have any surprises. So I'm almost there. I can see the spot where the marker skipped a lot. It really did skip a lot because my table was a little wet. So this I would just set aside and maybe I would have use for it for something else. But the thing about it, when you put the parchment in there, now they do make circles that are already coated, so they stick a little bit better, but this, if I put it in and then I start pouring in on top of it, it will work, but sometimes they can shift around a little bit if you start trying to move your batter around a little bit. So I'm gonna put a little bit of butter or shortening, just whichever you have on hand, you know, in the bottom. Rub it around with my fingers, or I can use a paper towel if using your fingers grosses you out. Either one will work. Because I just want something for the parchment paper to stick to and grab onto so it doesn't move. And then I need to remember to put it ink side down so I can see this side. And you might say, how can you tell? Well, that's why I use a Sharpie, because I can see this edge is really dark compared to the flip side with that purple marker. So I'm putting the marker side down, and then I put it in the pan, and the butter is going to immediately grab it, so it's not going to come out. And then I can take my fingers and scoot it around a little bit just to get it, you know, kind of centered, so it, you know, looks like it's, you know, pretty evenly distributed in the pan. And then from there, I'm just taking my finger, turn it so you can see it, and going around the edge. So that way I smooth it down and I've got a pretty good seal along the edge between the paper and the pan. Because you don't want any big gaps, because if you have big gaps, then when you pour in the batter could go underneath the paper. So There you go. I did pretty good. So that's how you cut a piece of parchment to fit any pan. I just demonstrated it with a little 6-inch cake pan, but this technique would work for any pan that you have. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your notifications so you'll be notified when we post another video. Until then, see you next time.